Hey, everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. I'm Anthony, and this is the podcast where connections thrive. Each episode, we spotlight inspiring entrepreneurs, professionals, and individuals doing amazing things. Together, we'll grow your circle, spark collaborations, and discover new opportunities. Today, we're meeting Norman Wasserman, founder of Friend Entertainment USA, a premier event production company specializing in organizing unforgettable, live fundraising concerts and events for charities and organizations nationwide. With decades of experience, Norman is passionate about helping nonprofits raise funds while delivering top-notch entertainment experiences. How you doing today, Norman?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
No, we've talked a few times, and I love everything you're doing. I couldn't wait to have you on to kind of share that with more people because I think more people need to know you and need to know what you're doing, and I think this is the best way to do it. So, thanks for coming
Af-
on.
After 36 years of doing what it is that I do, I think enough people, well, you never have enough people. So let me say that.
Yeah.
So,
If I can even make one introduction, it's a win. So, anyway, to start off though, to get to know you, where are you calling in from? Where are you located?
I live in Long Island, New York, live and work in Long Island, New York.
Okay, awesome. Are you a lifer? You've been there forever? Or are you newer to the area?
No, I've lived in one of the boroughs, which is everybody has heard about it, sometimes not in a positive way, but grew up in Bronx, New York. And then I got married, went to Westchester, Rockland County. Then we went out to Long Island, and I've been there ever since. Been out here now about 30 years.
Okay, I got you. So you're pretty familiar with the area. So if you have some friends coming into town that have never been, where are you taking them? What are you doing? And what are you guys doing for dinner?
You were asking me that question. What do I do? There's so many places to go here. You just pick a genre of food, and I can make suggestions. We can go into Manhattan, which is a bit of a trip. From where I am, it's an easy hour and a half on a good driving day. Suffolk County, Nassau County, we're surrounded by all the water and the beaches. So we have plenty of what to do and concerts and events at a lot of networking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I'm always curious what people's go-to is because when you live near the city like that, you have every option. So I didn't know if any one thing stood out as like your favorite thing to do to take people
Food,
or
food.
yeah. What would you say, I know it probably varies per day and per, type of food, but where would you typically take people? Like what's the one place that if you can't take
Well,
it there?
we have a very, in all of Long Island, there's a very large Italian population. And I mean, we get Italian folk right off the boat. And it doesn't get better than that. And actually, in-laws of mine are from Sicily. And with the accent, and they've been here forever, and I can't wait to go over each once a month. We go there for a big dinner, and it's sensational.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you
But
gotta
I
love.
can't invite anybody there. So
Yeah, yeah. No, but something Italian, right? No, I got you. Awesome. Well, what can you tell us about what you're doing? What can you tell us about Friend Entertainment USA?
Friend Entertainment USA is a company that I started back in, I guess you would call it 1987. It was a charity that I belong to. It was a sports program for kids. I have three daughters. They all played soccer, basketball, softball, and whatever. And dad was a coach. And then dad became a manager. And then dad was told that I'm on the board of directors and told that I would be the president. So one evening, a friend of mine and I went to a concert, an oldies doo-wop concert, back in 1987. And he said to me, "Why don't we do something like that?" And I said, "Well, who's going to do this?" And he looked at me and he says, "You're going to do this." I said, "But I don't want to do this. I don't have time for this." Long story short, I wound up doing it. We never did a show like this before. We sat with my other 15 board members. Everybody decided to go and do it. You want the full blown out story, or you just want
Whatever you want to tell. I
all
know
right, so the board said, "Yeah, let's do this." Okay, we agreed to do it. The show cost $15,000 at that particular time, and tickets were only $15 a piece. And there was no database, and there was no internet, and there was no nothing. And we were in a small town. We didn't have many people to go to, but we decided to do it. Nobody showed up from the board. All right. That's how I got started. Well, every trial and tribulation that somebody can go through, I went through on this particular show. Bottom line is, I took the bull by the horns with only 2 months left, and we wound up making $6,000, which was really pretty good. We had to do 2 shows in one night in order to cover all the costs and make some money. Then the board had the audacity to say, why don't we do it again? I said, because you didn't do it the first time. I did it. But then I thought I really liked what I was doing. My real job at that time, so everyone will know, I was a headhunter. I was a corporate recruiter. I employed 100 people. We occupied 3 floors in Manhattan. And I was getting a little bit tired of doing that. And it was 36 years that I was in the headhunting business. But in the midst of that, friend entertainment came forth. All right. When the board said, let's do it a second time, I did. I learned everything that I could learn. I was also then advertising. Things changed. I had a bit of a database, and I put things together and I made it happen. And we've been doing it now 36 years.
36 years. You're obviously getting pretty good at it.
I'm okay.
Yeah. So what would you say your favorite thing is about doing it?
Helping. I love to help people and create awareness, about them. Especially small, medium-sized charities don't have the awareness. They have no place to go to create this awareness. I create awareness. And then from the awareness come the revenues. And it's 36 years. So like you said, I must be doing something right. So it works. And as a matter of fact, I just booked, just in the last 2 weeks, I just booked 4 new concerts. And let me explain. I don't use original live entertainment. I use tribute band, major league tribute and cover bands. I have hundreds. I do shows across the country. I have hundreds of people to go to. Charities can't afford the real people. It's like I have to figure something out, and what I did, but I reduced it to brand names only. I wanted people want to come and see the Bruno Mars or Taylor Swift or Earth, Wind and Fire or the Temptations. I have these kind of groups, brand name groups, and that's what draws people to the charities. Even though they want to see the concert. They'll find out about the charity later, but they want to see the concert.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. So you've been doing it for 36 years, obviously, like you said, doing something right. What are some of the hard-won lessons that you learned along the way that if you could go back and tell your younger self, hey, here's some advice I'm going to give you that other entrepreneurs might be able to, use?
Well, I think each entrepreneur does his thing his way, and that's why they became an entrepreneur and they're staying there. With me, it was that awareness factor. I want people to know who I am, what it is that I do, and how I can help. And that was the key. Customer service is a major forte with me. A lot of these charities cannot really afford to do something like this, so I make it really simple and easy for them. We have different kind of payment plans, and again, it was all about the awareness.
Okay.
I mean,
Uh,
I want the charity, I want businesses to be known.
yep. No, that makes sense. What does your average client look like? You said small, medium charities. Is there like an avatar or like the groups that you're able to help more often?
No, I mean, it's groups, it's anybody, it's any charity where you can be social, medical, religious, it doesn't matter. I can help. The program, the template is the same. The only thing that's different is the name of the charity. And the only thing different, see, I've also taught charities that they are really a corporation. The only thing they don't do versus a corporation is pay taxes. They all have a board of directors. They all have an attorney. They all have financial people. They have salespeople. They have fundraising people. There's no difference. The only thing is you have to treat it as a business. It's
Mhm.
not going to come to you. Still got to work at it. You got to let people know it's there. Build it and they will come. Only if you let them know.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What about so you say you help the small, medium charities. At what size does it kind of make sense for them to do this, get this kind of exposure? Have you noticed there being a trend, or how early in the formation do they have to be established for a while, or can it be a newer charity?
No, they don't have to be established for a while. It's a good idea that you are, because now, these day and age, now you have a database. You have people that are there that you can contact. You started that charity with people finding out all about you and what it's all about, and you were building on it to get started anyway. No,
Okay. What about power partners or other industries that you collaborate well with? Maybe you both help charities just in different ways that you can kind of refer back and forth with.
okay, it's real simple, and I'm going to include you in this too. Everybody belongs to a charity. Everybody. If you give me 100 people, 99 belong to a charity. They could be, like I said, a social charity, religious charity, medical association, autism, cancer care, and it doesn't matter whatever it is. I had back about 15, 20 years ago, I was vetted for a concert. I think I might have mentioned this to you off air. After 9 months and 3 concerts, they finally asked me if I wanted to go to Washington, D.C. and do a show for Georgetown University Pancreatic Cancer Research Center. I said, let me think. Okay, I'll do that. And we went down there. I brought 5 groups along with me. Bottom line, they made $500,000. I have never had a charity make $500,000 or close to that before. But they were charging $500 a ticket. They were getting $5,000 and $10,000 donations because it was Georgetown University and that particular pancreatic research center, which is world famous. So the people that attended coincidentally all came out of the commercial real estate business, and they were raising money because one of their friends had passed away from the disease. And that's how that got started. But most of my charities are not that size, and that's a good thing, because I get to help people that really, really need the help.
Okay. How can live concerts and events help nonprofits raise funds and engage their communities?
Recognition, real awareness. It all comes back to the same thing. If you hear that the Temptations are going to be at ABC Church on Main Street, okay, their demographic is probably about a 20-mile, maybe 10-mile area. Now, when you do something like this, the demographic for mileage becomes 40 or 50 miles in a complete circle. You increase your sales possibilities by having something like that. And then the charity introduces themselves, and they get on stage and they explain what they do and how they're helping people. And now they can do another show on stage. They can mention that they're doing, now this show's been so profitable and created the awareness. So we're going to do another. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have so-and-so on the stage, and we're going to do that show in 6 months. So if you'd like some tickets, please meet us out in a hallway. We'll be happy to take your order, whatever, something similar to that.
What goes into organizing a successful charity event that actually stands out?
What goes in?
Yeah, like what
The
sets up
headliner,
what
the
what sets
person that's going to start the show. That's the key. That's the key. I did a show in New York, a place that I've been at the last 20 years. We did a Elton John show, and one of the parishioners came over to me and said, "Norman, the show was great, but I want a real group. I want Zac Brown." Now, I'm sure the people that are listening in know who Zac Brown is, and I didn't. I'm from the north, the East Coast, didn't know what Zac Brown sang. Got Zac Brown's manager on the phone, told him, introduced myself, told him what we were looking to do. He said, "Norman, just take a deep breath. Zac Brown, the original, is $500,000. That's why he pays in 20 and 30,000 seat arenas and or fields, and can get that kind of money with major sponsorship." But I did find the one and only major tribute band to Zac Brown. $15,000.
Yeah,
And you wouldn't know the difference.
yeah,
So
little,
talent's important.
yeah, a little bit cheaper. No, absolutely.
A bit.
What advice do you have for nonprofits looking to use entertainment to boost their fundraising efforts?
What it works. I mean, I'm a perfect example. 36 years, I've been booking only not-for-profit concerts. Now, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but my next 4 shows coming up are Chicago, Barbara Streisand, a disco show, and I'm forgetting who the oh yeah, Bruce Springsteen. How do you forget someone like Bruce Springsteen? That's my next 4 shows that are coming up.
Absolutely. Is there anything that I missed or failed to ask that you wanted to add?
It works, and I'm repeating myself because again, I like help. I want some new people. I would like to help some new people. People, they do it once, they do it again. All right. The only problem, not problem, but the only time they really don't, if they change the management of the organization, if they change the board and they want to try something new because a board member had suggested it, that's the only reason why they don't come back.
Okay. What's the best place that people find you? How do they get a hold of you?
Well, we have a couple of ways. We have awareness. So that people can go to our website, which is www.friendentusa.com. It's www.friendentusa.com. They can reach us at 631-698-9696, 631-698-9696, or you can email me at norman@friendentusa.com.
Perfect. If anybody would like to get in touch with Norman, I absolutely recommend it. I'm going to take all that. I'm going to put it in the show notes. So super easy to find. You just got to click on it. Have that conversation. It works, right? If you're, part of a nonprofit, work with a charity, or just know people in this space, reach out to them. They could use some more money, right? Every one of them, they could definitely use some more money. Help support what they're doing. So absolutely have that conversation. Norman is incredibly genuine. You would not notice a difference between him here than just on a phone call. So I absolutely recommend you do that. If anybody out there would like to get a hold of me, you can find me at ikag.me, where you can find more episodes, subscribe to our newsletter, and connect with our growing community and awesome people like Norman. If you or somebody you know would like to be interviewed, you can also apply on the website as well. But Norman, I really appreciate you taking the time and doing this. You've been doing just awesome things for 36 years, and you've raised so much money for so many good causes. Was so excited to have you on. I think more and more people just need to know what you're doing and know that that's out there and know that it works. So really appreciate you doing that. Let's all have an awesome day and grow our circle. All right.
I appreciate it. And kudos, good luck to you, because you happen to be a terrific guy.
I appreciate it.